Welcome to the Falling Off the Floor podcast. I'm your host, Austin Becker, and this is your home for adventure, travel, addiction, recovery, the outdoor and ski industry, and of course, redemption. Welcome to the Falling Off the Floor podcast. This week, we are in the home studio. Finally, it's been a while. This actually isn't going to be the home studio for much longer. Rest in peace. I am actually renting out my condo and going to have a spot with a buddy of mine and travel a ton. But this week we have Jordan Brookins, who is on the team with us at Mountain Born Media, trusty producer Naveed Newer, and this week we are talking about some of the really insane projects that this Bangladeshi legend has gotten us into the last few weeks. One of which has been getting a lot of attention. We went up to Loveland Pass and got a photo of a bunch of skiers, myself included, some other buddies of ours, like jumping through the moon.
Yeah.
And we wanted to talk a little bit about that shot. Jordan and Naveed also went out for the solar eclipse in the path of totality to get some incredible shots. It's been a busy few weeks. Jordan and I went out to Silverton, had a really sick edit.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone how the hell you got connected with our crazy asses?
Well,
wasn't it singles for ColoradoSkiers.com?
Trying to remember. No, he'd posted on a Facebook page that he's looking for someone to go snowboarding with. And I had just moved here, 6 months prior, looking for someone to go with during the week. He had weekday availability and a lot of things in common. So I took the risk, looked
It's
at
always
his
a
profile.
risk. First date.
Ah.
Going up to the mountains.
It does feel weird going on a first date with a man, but you know what?
Whatever. How did Courtney feel about that one?
I don't remember.
Oh.
She's probably
A little sus.
a little sus.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Man? What are you doing?
I'm just going out with a Bengali man to the mountains, and
Yeah.
I met him on singles for Colorado.
We went out to Winter Park.
We did go out to Winter Park.
I was a very beginner snowboarder. Never been to Winter Park before.
I wouldn't call you a beginner at that point even. I think you're pretty good, but you never. I don't think you ever thought that you're gonna get into variable terrain like trees. I don't think you've done much.
I didn't have
trees
anyone
at all.
to push me to go into the trees.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah.
Now I'm pushing you into trees.
You hit trees more than I do,
Yeah,
I will say.
That is very true.
However, yeah, we went to Winter Park, had a great time, and then I didn't see him for 8 months.
Yeah. Kind of the similar story with both of you guys. I met you, playing tennis, and then the whole ski season I didn't see you. I saw you in the ski season, then the whole summer I didn't see him. But then 2021, 2022 season, 2022, 23 season, we all decided that we were going to get Icon Pass, and then just it took off.
Rip it, roll it, and punch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you yearning for Bengali's love during those 8 months of separation from him?
I don't think he cared about me much, and I don't honestly. I was like, oh, he's a cool dude. I'll hit him up next season. That was
Well, that was fun. Hopefully we'll do it again someday. Actually, we might have gone again that season. One other time, but yeah, it was towards the end. And then I didn't see you until the next year.
And you were just yearning for his love the whole time. Yeah. Single Colorado skiers, even though you're basically married.
I would, have dreams about Bangladesh.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point we all do. So let's.
Now it's just running into people.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch where you're going.
So let's hear about the moonshot. Where did the inspiration come from? And for the people that are watching on video, we did launch on YouTube, and it's kind of been popping off, which is awesome. So for any of the listeners that want to see the video version of these podcasts, where you see all of the Instagram content and stuff come from, the whole episodes are recorded. They're on YouTube now. And with this moonshot, I will drop some of the shots and clips that we got.
You're going to want to see this one.
Yeah. From my perspective, Bangladeshi's ideas are insane. Not 99% of the time, 100% of the time, they're actually crazy. But they usually work, and that's the crazy thing about them, is they're never like, yeah, you got to wake up at 10 a.m. and be to the trailhead by 11, and we'll take a photo at noon, we'll have lunch at 2, and you're home by 4. It's like, all right, so the moon angle is going to be at a centripetal force of 13 degrees backwards, upside down, pi squared. At 11:13 p.m., it's negative 14 degrees, and it's snowing.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a tiny gap in the clouds, and you're going to jump over the moon, Austin.
This is how it usually goes. You get a call. Middle of the day. I got a crazy idea.
That's how I prefer start all these.
But hear me out.
proposals, Yeah.
Just might work. And then he'll talk about some crazy plan. Something you have to drive really far to see. And there's a pretty high chance it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the more times I just say, okay, sure, I'll try it, I'm like slowly gaining trust. One of these days you're
I'm
gonna fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, dude, believe it or not, I feel like it's been a hell of a lucky year for me that
Yeah.
all these crazy projects and insane logistical nightmare things that I've put you guys through and put myself through, it just worked out amazingly. So the idea, when you asked how the moonshot came as an idea, I've gotten inspiration from these silhouette photos that people have taken with the full moon. It's not a new idea that people have done this for ages, but I never seen anything like somebody jumping into the moon, let alone skier jumping into the moon. And it's a very specific shot. It has to be done in a very specific time of the year, and with all the conditions that everything has to come together, and it kind of did. So to explain a little bit the nerdy side behind it, the moon, when you see you guys see the picture, it was how does that work? It's all perspective. Moon is basically the same size across the whole sky.
And I want to mention for the listeners, none of this is photoshopped.
Yeah.
There's no taking a photo of the moon and then getting a photo of the skier. They were taking this photo from miles away, and we were communicating via radio the perfect time to jump. So people have asked me oh, did you guys stack these shots? And it's no, this is literally one shot.
One shot, 100%.
All done in the camera.
All in camera shot. It's the way that it works, to simply understand how this works. The moon is basically the same size in the sky, no matter how far it is. But our everyday objects and landmarks, when we're closer to it, is bigger. When we're far away from it, it's smaller. So imagine a person you're right 10 feet away. It's the size, and then you go a mile away, you can still see the person, but it gets really tiny. Moon stays the same size. So basically, if you can picture somebody a mile away on a ridge line and the moon is just rising, the person's gonna look tiny. So you just you just have to calculate it out how and you're gonna put your athletes in a very specific spot that they're gonna jump into the moon, and you're gonna capture it in the right spot. And given I've gone through a lot of calculation to get this done, and hours and hours. I hopped on video chat with you, Jordan, and I hopped on video chat with our guru AJ for hours just to get hey, I wanted the second opinion, where it would be a good spot, and all this jazz. And then the day before I went up to the Loveland Pass, and I kind of observed a few things. One is to where would be a good spot to build a jump, and from there on calculated out and then went down to the valley to see what time at what angle, like if you think like in a horizon of 0 degree, what angle the the ridge line is, and the moon's going to cross that ridge line at one angle. It turned out to be 17 degree for us, and I kind of calculated, okay, 17 degree for the day before, it's going to be 17 degree the day after as well. So the next day for 17 degree, based on where I'm going to build a jump, where I need to be. So I give you the coordinate for it, and you drove down. You saw that we are clearing horizon. Another thing I think you guys didn't even understand what am I saying from the top is hey, is my leg clearing the horizon? And you're looking through the camera to see, okay, we cleared the horizon if we jump here. So then I left the boys in freezing temperature,
Yeah, and from the athlete perspective, the skiers up there, to give everyone a little bit of context. So Loveland Pass is this winding sort of road, a lot of switchbacks, and we could see Naveed and Jordan as specks. Mm-hmm. We were looking down Loveland Pass, and they were at the top of Loveland Pass. And for people in Colorado, they were almost at I-70. A few, maybe one switchback away from I-70, and using insane telephoto lenses to zoom in that whole distance.
Yeah.
And so we hiked up there. There was a crew of 5 or 6 of us. Actually, this random girl. We're up there building the jump, and this girl just comes out of nowhere. Oh, hey. And we're hi. She's what are you guys doing? And we're we don't really know. But we're building this jump, and it's at the centrifugal backwards pi squared force of the moon angle. She was what? And we're if you want to help build the jump, you can get a really cool photo. And she was awesome. So we built the jump, top of Loveland Pass, right at the spot. Mm-hmm. And it was... the whole time we were up there, we're thinking to ourselves, there's no way. It's literally dumping snow on us. Mm-hmm. It was clear.
Yeah.
Storm rolls in, and it is dumping snow, sideways blowing snow, and really, really cold.
Yeah.
Everyone was
shivering.
We were wearing a lot of layers, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And finally, out of nowhere, the clouds cleared.
Yeah, there was a tiny break.
There was a tiny break in the storm, as you calculated with the...
So I was poring over the radar data too. I had to know exactly what time the moon was gonna come out and what time I needed the sky to be clear. Not only on top of us, the sky to be clear, the sky needed to be clear even miles behind you guys. Yep. For the moon to be visible. So I kind of wanted to make sure that happened. Even literally, dude, I kid you not, from me and Jordan's perspective, there was a cloud that came in, literally
we could see the cloud.
Yeah, it literally 5 minutes before
for a second. Listen, Joel Kratz, I might have to cancel your open snow membership. Listen, you're really fucking us here. But Joel Kratz, Naveed Noor, and the nerdy meteorologist figured it out.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, so we were on the ridge. Mm-hmm. We all had radios. They had radios down at the base, and we kind of all huddled up at the top and were waiting for the perfect time. And the weird thing is you guys were so much lower in elevation, and we're right on the horizon.
Yeah.
We could see the moon for
for hours, hour and a half. I think you guys saw it before. Yeah,
about an hour we could see the moon coming up, and we're can you guys see it yet? Can you see it yet?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? And then it was kind of out of nowhere. Jordan just goes, go, 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 go. It's all coming over the radio, and we're oh, shit. We all had our skis on, and we had, 35 seconds?
40-second window. It was one jump. You jump, and you have no other time to, go up and do it again.
Well, I hit the jump first, go, and I get down, and Jordan says over the radio, I think you can get another one. I thought my lung was gonna burst. I boot packed up probably 300-400 feet, the fastest I've ever boot packed in my life.
Yeah.
And at the top, I'm like, yeah, this is where I die. Like, my lungs felt like they were going to pop. And then I'm literally strapping on my skis, and Jordan comes over the radio. Sorry, Dak.
Yeah,
moon's
it's not,
gone.
it's not
And
happening.
we're talking a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Like, we
It
calculated
probably was
it.
a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Between
Like the
when
fo-
the shot,
for-
the
so-
first and the last shot. Was
So
taken.
no, so for so like how it worked out, I think like it's like the moon comes out, but we couldn't take the shot right when the moon is coming out. The moon is like when it's like over halfway out, then when you can like start like taking
Yeah.
the shots, because then it will look good. Otherwise, like it will look cut off. Like everybody is not gonna be encapsulated by the moon.
Yeah.
So I had to like we're getting excited and like it was nerve wracking. It was like so.
You knocked over the guy's tripod?
I did. That's like a whole other
Moments
story.
Before.
No,
So-
it was mid.
It was mid, dude.
I got your shot. First of all, like right as it was about to happen, we realized, oh, we're a little bit off. Naveed just takes off, starts sprinting down the road.
Yeah.
After I was like, all right, go for it. And then Naveed takes off, so I'm running. We both like finally get set. I point the camera up somehow just in time for you to go. And then when Daniel was dropping,
Yeah.
he like just
We missed.
spatial awareness is
Yeah.
not Naveed's best.
No, no.
He lacks spatial
You
awareness.
should see this guy in Trader Joe's. I was just with him.
Oh,
that night, man.
Oh God.
So he ran right into my tripod, but we'll say
Yeah.
made up for it.
I did.
That costed you probably like 4 hours of your life.
I did. It did. I had to basically reverse engineer like Daniel's photo from the video. It took me hours and hours of like work to just get it like sharp enough for it to
Yeah.
like him to, because I didn't want him like he was like he's a
He had to
hurt,
suffer for it.
he's our hurt athlete too, so I felt like okay, he's my boy, I gotta work for him.
Yeah.
So-
Speaking of Daniel, that was kind of crazy. The dude spiral fractured his humerus,
Yeah.
which for those of you that don't know, I didn't really know what a humerus was, I guess, at first. But it's the bone that connects like your shoulder to your elbow. It's a massive bone and a very tough one to break. Guy breaks it, immediately goes in within like 24 or 48 hours, goes into emergency surgery, gets plates, screws, the whole deal. I came to him the day after surgery, and it looked like his arm had gone through a meat grinder. Like, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked terrible.
Yeah, it looked really bad. So then 4 weeks post-op, Naveed has this insane idea, and I'm kind of telling Daniel the whole week, like, dude, you got to it doesn't matter. So we'll get the shot again. He's like, no, I'm doing it. Guy built the jump with us, hits the jump, gets the shot that Naveed almost ruined, but reverse engineer, centrifugal force, moon angle, nerdy astrochemist stuff. Gets the photo, and it all worked out. But the series of events of that afternoon into night were kind of wild.
Yeah.
In the fact that like Melissa, that random girl, came and helped us.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys built the jump fairly fast, and I saw like I never got to like see the jump with my eyes, but like I saw videos of it. It looks huge. It was like pretty decent size.
From my perspective, it looked like it was about a quarter inch.
Yeah, it does not even quarter.
we got well, yeah, quarter inch is enough these days. Grower, not a shower. That was totally off topic, but totally on topic. We came up with quite the conveyor belt situation where Marty was cutting blocks for us. For those of you that don't know, like, building backcountry jumps is kind of like Lincoln logs in a sense, where it's not just like piling snow up and then like patting it down. You cut blocks, and luckily Marty had experience in this before, so he was cutting the blocks, we're moving the blocks, and you stack them up kind of like Lincoln logs. Like, you start to build it up, and then you pat things down and shape it out and add snow to the top and smooth everything out. But Yeah, 6 of us up there. We crushed that thing out pretty quick. I mean, it wasn't like huge, but it was big enough to get us high enough off the horizon that we were floating on the moon.
Yeah.
Pretty legendary, and the response has been pretty cool. A lot of people have been interested in the shot, so that's why we wanted to do this podcast episode today, was to talk more about that. Kind of going off the topic of the moonshot and onto the other projects that you guys were working on. Jordan, you got convinced by Bengali once again for one of his wild adventures, which initially was going to be Austin, Texas, but you ended up in like Arkansas or something.
Yeah.
The total solar eclipse. How
Yeah.
did this Bengali get you from Christian single skiers mingle on Facebook to Arkansas for a total solar eclipse?
Well, I was like so close to not doing it for weeks, and I kept telling him like, "Oh yeah, I'm in."
No,
But,
well,
like-
your typical answer is like, yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
probably what I said for a month,
Yeah.
month and a half. And as I was getting closer, I was like, "It's getting cloudy," and I was like, "Oh, nice, we don't have to do it. It's getting to be cloudy." And then it was like, "Oh no, I found a spot. It's gonna be nice and clear, like 1 mile radius in Arkansas. Let's go
Yeah.
for it." So, yeah, we went for it. Drove through Kansas, which is quite boring.
Yeah,
Stayed
Kansas
in
does
Branson,
suck.
Missouri,
Nice.
which is a weird place.
Yeah.
I would say, kind of cool. And then we headed to Arkansas the next day, and even the whole day I was still kind of thinking like, this probably isn't gonna work out. My expectations were low.
Mm-hmm.
I was hopeful because we just drove 16 hours or 18 hours or whatever it was
Yeah.
in a car that probably shouldn't be driving that far. 280,000 miles.
Yeah. The good old Rav.
RAV4, baby.
Yep.
Taste.
That'll keep you going. Anyway, so we went to this first spot. It was some state park, which was
Yeah.
really cool.
It was a
It
very
was,
beautiful
like,
state park.
gorgeous.
Yeah, but we saw like there were cloud coming in, and we were like, "Holy shit, this is not the best spot," because I had this another radar data kind of like downloaded that was like predicting the model as we were going, and it kept updating, and it said that okay, it's not going to be a good spot for where we were. It could have turned out just fine,
Yeah,
but like we
could've.
just didn't want to like take the chance to.
but it was kind of, it was down in this little ravine, like at this pond or lake
Yeah.
by a waterfall,
yeah,
and it wasn't an open sky, and we didn't know exactly where the sun was going to be.
yeah,
So without a lot of time to spare,
yeah,
we just kind of drove somewhere else.
yeah. Started driving
Went to
and
another state park, which ended up being just like a local park
Yeah.
in the middle of a small town.
yeah, the way that I like started like, so we started driving. Jordan was driving, and I was on like the navigation.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking in the topography to trying to find us a good like high ground where it's gonna be visible like miles. Like we'll have open sky everywhere because we kind of wanted to like see the sunset, the 360-degree sunset as well. But this man kind of lost faith in me because like he sees a spot, I was like, this is not it. He sees a spot, I said, this is not it. So it kept going. I was like,
we had like 45 minutes to find a spot and start getting set up. And
Yeah.
and he was just like, yeah, just keep driving. We're going to find a spot, like for sure. There's going to be a perfect spot. I'm like, dude, you don't know that. You're literally just making this up, like pretending that everything's going to be perfect. Like, I drove 18 hours to get here, and you're like, why don't we just look a little bit harder? And he's like, no, just keep driving. We'll just keep one right around this corner. We turn around that corner. I'm like, dude, this is not it. Like, yeah, just around the next corner. I see a good spot on the map. Go around the next corner. He doesn't say anything. But the 8th corner we took,
yeah,
we turned around. There's like 6 cars lined up on the road. On this side is a giant farm field. On this side, giant farm field. And they both go slightly downhill. And there's people parked along the side with like telescopes set up.
yeah. There was like one
And it was
guy.
actually the perfect spot.
Dude, there was this. Remember that one guy that
Oh,
he
yeah.
had at least like 10 telescopes
Oh,
but
man.
on his own. This like old beat up car. Like he spends all his money in like these
On
equipments.
telescopes.
Yeah, he doesn't really. Just one guy. Like, I really wanted to stop and, like, shake his hand for his dedication. But, like, me and Jordan just, like, setting up our, like, rigs. We're, like, having fun. But, like, far down, we see these, like, lines of telescope from just one guy. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
That was
interesting.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spot was perfect,
Mm-hmm.
and the people in front of us said that the farmer already came and talked to them so they could park there. So,
Yeah.
again, he was right. He didn't deserve to be right because he made that up. Like, he just pretended that he knew it was going to work out. And
It's the most Bengali thing I ever heard.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's fine, guys.
Hey.
It's fun.
And then the next 2 hours were just like stressful trying to get everything set up right and make
Yeah.
sure we have all the cameras going and making sure I don't know, it feels high pressure because it was such a time investment to get there.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's only, I mean, the spot that we put ourselves into, it was like right in the middle of the totality because we
Yeah.
wanted to like go as middle as possible for getting the longest amount of time of totality, and we ended up getting like 4 minutes some seconds like totality, which was
Pretty cool.
incredible. Not just we took the pictures and videos, we actually got to enjoy it, and like it's like
Yeah.
it's a bizarre thing. It's really hard to describe. I never felt it before. I never seen anything like this before. Even partially, you kind of feel it, but like during this totality, like when there's like a 90% plus, like like the
There goes Leonard's food, as many of the viewers are used to. He is up there,
Man,
quick
that
as
guy
hell.
shoots up there.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Yeah, and he knows it
Is
comes
that
in.
your voice?
Yeah, that's my voice saying, "Leonard, it's time for dinner," in his little robot feeder. Anyways, you guys go on.
but yeah, so like so after when we were there, like at 90% totality, like the light quality starts changing. You like the sunlight looks different, everything gets sharper, like the shadows get really, really sharp, and like you start feeling chillier, like it's cold. It's like noticeably cold, gets colder.
Yeah.
And like it's like more and more feels like you're under moonlight, and like it's coming and coming and coming, and it's just like it's a really bizarre and weird feeling. It's really hard to describe because you can see 1,000 pictures, you can see all the videos, but like once you're like, if you're not there, you like can't understand of why this is weird. I mean, all the nocturnal animals comes out. I was hearing like crickets all around, like just like it's just a bizarre situation, which I'm really glad that we got to experience it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the totality happened like in a 4 minute long. You can take off your glasses and look at the sky, and it's just this like the sun with this corona is just a bizarre thing to like see. We got some really good shots of it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put them on the video feed for you guys watching. They're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
If I feel like editing it, you might see the video, but if
Yeah.
I don't, it's probably wrong.
But
See.
it's like
Pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's really fun, and we kind of made a whole trip out of it too. Like we on the way down, we went to some really good barbecue restaurant that was like incredible, and then we ended up like going to this like bizarre little town. What was the name of the town that we stayed in? It's like
I wanted to say Rock Springs, but
Oh God, Rock Springs, Wyoming. That's a different nightmare.
I forgot the name
I
of
don't
it,
know
but
the
it's
name,
in
but
yeah.
There was an eclipse festival going on there. Like,
Yeah.
Like just randomly the one spot we picked.
Yeah, it was really really interesting. It was like a whole town just came together.
Yeah. it's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Like we had a good time there, and then from there we ended up going back to the state park that we like originally was gonna photograph, and we found it was an incredible like just waterfall that comes out of a cave. And I'll send you the picture if you want to show the viewers. It's really like bizarre waterfall as well. Apparently there's a crazy cave system like all around Arkansas, which
Really?
is
Played a fun game in town. You remember that?
yeah. That was pretty fun too. So we just like
What'd you
the-
guys play?
the
Spot the brown guy.
is we played the spot the brown guy. There is no
You were the only
that
brown
was
guy.
the only brown guy.
Wow.
It's Arkansas.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they were probably looking at you.
There was a lot of people there too.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of people there too.
Like
yeah.
the whole town.
Yeah.
Well, it was the first time for everything in Arkansas. You might be the first Bangladeshi man to
Step in
step
Arkansas.
in Arkansas.
You really might be.
Could have been.
Yeah.
But on the way back, we went to we found this like really cool, crazy arch in Kansas. Believe it or not, is it Kansas? Yeah, it is Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere. There's nothing interesting around it. There is this insanely cool arch that like right in front of it there's like no mountain. It's flatland, and it's like facing west, so you can take some really cool like shots of like the sun just setting. And we had that telephoto lens for the solar eclipse, and I ended up taking a really cool shot
Yeah,
of Jordan.
another weird Naveed side quest that I didn't have faith in, but it was just like perfect for what it was.
Yeah.
It was better than we could have imagined it being.
Yeah, those photos were awesome.
Yeah.
So pretty awesome centrifugal force moon angles you guys have been dealing
What's
with
the
recently.
centrifugal count here?
Yeah, what? Who knows?
Up to
Maybe
5 probably.
probably 5. You know what I haven't done yet? Yeah, a little.
So let's talk about Silverton. Like I missed out on that trip, but like I kind of want to know about like a little bit more about what went down there.
Yeah, Silverton was awesome. We
We don't have to cover everything.
Silverton was actually pretty incredible trip, and it was super last minute. We had a hut trip planned. We were doing the Alfred Braun hut system outside of Aspen. We had a big crew. It's super, for people that don't live in Colorado, it's super difficult to get these reservations. They open like a year in advance, essentially. Like our buddy just got our reservations for next year.
Yeah.
And he told us that they
Shout
were
out
sold
Father
out.
AJ.
Yeah. Shout out Father Sensei, backcountry guru AJ. Guy's a legend. AJ was able to get reservations again for next year, and he said they were sold out for the entire season in less than a minute.
Really?
He had, and his buddy was trying to get the huts right next to ours, and we were gonna bring our, here's number 6, centrifugal forces together.
There we go.
And he wasn't able to get it. They were both signed on 8 a.m., had it in the cart, ready to go. AJ got his reservations for us, and his buddy couldn't get the
Yeah.
other reservations. So, long story short, we had this trip planned long time, and we, in Colorado, have incredibly unstable snow, and our snowpack is like notoriously some of the most dangerous snowpack in the entire world. And it's hard to ski backcountry in Colorado, especially mid-season. Like, bigger objectives are, if you do them, you are taking a pretty big gamble, like mid-season. You can find days, but this time of year that we're coming into right now is like premier spring skiing. And this typically happens a month ago, but we just can't stop getting snow here. It's like literally nonstop. Last week we got over a foot of snow, but I thought like,
It's
oh
almost
man,
annoying.
yeah. At this point, it actually is annoying because the snow is like, well, who am I kidding? I skied May 9th at Copper with Naveed,
Yeah.
and it was a super cold front.
It
It was literally blower powder.
Yeah.
Really?
And-
incredible, dude.
And
I don't believe you.
listen, I am the first person to say that snow is shit. This snow, I couldn't believe it, dude.
It was pretty light.
It was May 9th, face shots, and it was incredible.
I'm gonna pretend it sucked.
Yeah, I would too. Daniel called us. He was supposed to go and overslept his alarm or something. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's terrible. You don't want to be here anyways. As I'm like head to toe covered in snow. My mustache is completely frozen. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we have this hut trip planned and canceled it. There was a group consensus. Like, we had really unstable snow at the time, and the group just didn't feel comfortable being in this zone. We were skiing in absolute, like, we had to ski through and cross through avalanche terrain that was just
Yeah, it wasn't looking good. There was avalanches that had happened
in our literal exact
the week
route.
before, like, if not right where we were going, like, so close that it was just extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. And the snow kept coming, and we kept getting these weak layers in the snowpack, and we finally, as a group, were just like, let's pull it off. And AJ calls and goes, let's go to Silverton, man. Like, heavy conditions are pretty good down there. Let's go ski some, like, fun objectives down there. And, man, oh, man, did we catch a couple of good lines.
Definitely.
For those of you that have not seen the edit that our wonderful videographer here, Jordan, has got, it is sick. Definitely.
It was really fun.
It's a fun one. I
Yeah.
gotta say.
It's definitely the edit of the year from us. Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah, we went down there. We rented a house down in Silverton. There was a group of us. We ice climbed. We hiked. We toured. You know what? I would normally not. You know exactly what I'm going to say. Normally wouldn't bring this up on the podcast, but do you want to explain what happened to you on the first day of touring, headed up in Silverton? Or do you want me to explain it?
Well, you didn't know about it till after, luckily.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, there would have definitely been videos of it.
Oh, God.
Well, it started. I don't know how in detail I want to go into this. It
Don't
started
be
off
too
with me
indecent, but, you know.
bragging about how much Metamucil has changed my life, which is a fiber supplement. And then I had a lot of caffeine and extra Alani. Gotta watch out for the Alanis.
Oh, man, we had like a 18-pack of those things. We were sucking them down like they were water.
Yeah. And we're going up the first tour. I don't know. We probably got up a mile and a half. And all of a sudden I get hit with this wave.
Well, you did mention to me about probably half mile up. You're like, oh, man, my stomach is messed up. Like, something's going on.
Yeah.
I was like, are you all right? And yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we'll keep going. Little
In my
did I
head,
know,
was
in
like,
your
I
head, you're
am
like,
not all right.
I'm
This
going
is
down.
bad.
Call the doctor.
But I fought it off, somewhat successfully. And I thought that would tie me over for an hour. Sometimes it lasts a while. But it was knocking at the door real soon after that. And it was knocking hard. And they're all trying to, figure out where we're going to go. We didn't really know where we were going that day.
Because we were, again, we're in, even right now in May, like you read the forecast from CIIC and they're like, we are in mid-season snowpack. And it's May 15th right now. This was in, late March? Yeah, late March. So we're really in season snowpack then.
Yeah.
So finding, like, safe lines that are fun and...
Yeah, and we weren't super familiar with the area, so it was more of an exploratory day.
Yeah.
See how the snow is, and then we could kind of plan from there. So we were trying to figure out where we were going to go. Well, they were. I was just standing back, like, squeezing as hard as I could, trying not to poop my pants.
Squeezing cheek.
Squeezing cheek.
And
it didn't... I was...
there was a point that you reached the point of no return.
Yeah. Him and Brad, they kept going up. And they didn't turn back, thank God, because they would have got...
Well, there was one moment that I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, you guys were right behind us, and then I look at Brad, I was like, what is going on down there? And he was like, well, I think Jordan's building a cat hole, or digging a cat hole. And I was like, oh,
Usually you
interesting.
dig those before you have to poop.
Relieve
Yeah.
yourself, yes.
But I turned around and looked at AJ, and I was like, AJ, I hate to do this, but I gotta go, and I gotta go like right now. So either you can like turn around, or as AJ and Michelle, you can either turn around or you can watch. I don't care what you're doing, but I'm telling you that this is happening right now.
You're like a foot and a half off the skin track.
Yeah. one step off.
One step off the skin track.
He was like, "There's trees right there." I'm like, I can't do the trees. If I could do the trees, I would.
It's
do
either
the
going in
trees.
my bib or on the skin track.
Yeah, so I got like 40 pounds in my back. I'm still strapped into the split board. Just drop trow, as they say. Yeah.
Bend over and let it loose, and we'll let the rest of it be
Yeah.
up to imagination.
Then not a good look.
Yeah, it surely wasn't. Something
AJ
happened.
loved it though. He was staring right at me. He did not turn away at all.
AJ and Michelle, they're like nurses.
ICU
so
nurses.
they're pretty used to all that.
Yeah.
So it's easy
Uh,
for them.
Yeah, they got
Something
a
I
good
didn't
look.
ask you. Did you have toilet paper, or you raw dogged life?
Just a
A
little.
little snow?
Snow.
A little,
Little snow enema there.
yeah, snow enema, sure.
Frozen bidet is what they call it.
Oh, the frozen bidet, classic.
Works pretty well.
Yeah, I've done it.
I've done
I've done it. Yeah. I've also been in situations where if you really just got to do it, you hold on to the tree, you do it, and then while holding onto the tree, you just squat a little bit lower and you do the
bear
the
style.
kind of the bear style.
Yeah.
And you just hit the snow. You kind of twerk on the snow, and it comes right off, brother.
My favorite is moss during summertime.
Oh God.
Moss is so nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then you get yeah. Anyways, enough of the poop talk. That was just
Yeah,
one
I'm glad
of
we got into that.
yeah. I'm glad we did too.
Sweet.
So Silverton was sick. That day didn't pan out exactly how we had planned, especially for Jordan and his bowel movements.
Yeah.
We were able to get a real good kind of read on the snow, though, and figure it out. We were finding that, being in a mid-season snowpack in Colorado is kind of a sketchy thing, but getting up on that ridge, we were able to see a lot and realize, like, okay, that might be a good loaded, like, north-facing aspect. And north-facing aspects are typically what you're looking for in terms of fresh snow for Colorado, especially. I mean, really anywhere in the northern hemisphere. But boy, did we find it. And we found a couple of good lines, baby.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't remember exactly what it was called. I don't
The
know.
prospector shoot.
It was, prospector zone.
There's like 3 shoots: prospector 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, we took a little bit different of approach. I was eyeing this peak for like a while when we were going up there, and I think I nearly made AJ shit his pants. He was like, dude, the kick turns you were doing, that was like 50 degrees, dude. You're killing me, Austin. And AJ's like our backcountry guru. This guy has spent more time in the backcountry and experience in the backcountry. We were driving him crazy. But that day was incredible. We skied an incredible line. The day before was actually super fun too. You went ice climbing for the first time.
Yeah.
So we went to
it was
the Ouray kind of ice park, which is insanely gorgeous. We did a couple of real fun climbs there. Our buddy Brad, who is a total badass ice climber, did this route that we were like, holy shit. That was quite the pitch. And we got up on the bridge above to look down with the cameras and got some cool clips and shots of Brad doing this pretty heady route.
Yeah, it was like 150 yards of ice, and he hadn't ice climbed in all year.
And it was, we were reaching that time of year where the ice was starting to melt. It's still solid.
Yeah, he got
He got to the top, and it looked like he was literally just in a shower.
Wow.
Head to toe. His shell jacket, the rain fleece, his pants, spikes, everything.
Wow.
Literally head to toe, sopping wet. And just gets to the top and was like, well, that was sick. He's like, there was a lot of moments I couldn't really feel my hands or grab the pick, but I made it up there because there's not really any way down. So you got to make it up. and he sure did.
It's amazing.
And they did, I don't know what that technique is called, but AJ belayed him from the top.
Yeah.
It's like I'll get butchered in the comments, but it's essentially like a reverse belay system where he was belaying, AJ was at the top of the climb, and he was letting out slack. And the difficult thing was, like, they didn't have radios, so we could hear Brad because of the he's way down in this canyon. Mm-hmm. He's like yelling up, AJ, let out slack, and AJ can't hear. So then it was like a pinpoint system, three-way pinpoint system to get information, but they did it. That dude's a total legend. He's done insane climbs, like,
Yeah, he's crazy.
several 1,000-meter peaks all throughout South America, Peru, Patagonia. He lived in Guatemala for 5 or 6 years. He met his wife there. Super cool dude. And he's like older too, like 45 or something, and was just like one of the boys. So Brad, shout out to you, you're a total legend. We did Silverton. Skiing was incredible. Ice climbing, vibes. We had this incredible house in Aurora that you literally, the views were like
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
pretty freaking
It
insane,
looked really
dude.
cool.
And boy, oh boy, was I was just a kid in a candy shop.
Oh, dude, it was ridiculous.
I was literally a kid in
We're
the
driving
candy shop.
over the $1 Million Highway, and he's just like, dude, look at that.
Gotta get up there. I was freaking out. I was,
Oh, look at that.
and I was like taking screenshots of the topo map to be like, okay, this is where this is. Boom, boom. I have so many screenshots, I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do with them. But we then got a book. Brad picked up a book about the classic ski descents of Silverton. Oh man, I was a kid in a candy shop. That place,
Pretty cool.
yeah. We were down in the Silverton area, down by Silverton Mountain Resort for the Prospector shoot. Day one was higher up on the $1 Million Highway, kind of closer to Aurora, Red Mountain Pass. I mean, all time skiing. But yeah, this season has been pretty insane. Me and Jordan went. I don't know why you didn't come, Naveed. Jordan and I me and you went down to Utah in like December or January.
It was like right before our area certification, right?
It was right after.
Right after. I mean, right after the
Right in between.
Right in between, kind of. Yeah. I mean, because.
Oh wait,
of the,
we left the Avi cert and drove.
So it was February.
No,
No.
early January, first week of
Okay.
January.
Yeah.
We met with Ben, did the Avi seminar thing, and then drove directly to Utah, and that was insane, dude.
Yeah, it was real nice.
I think that was, I mean, I've skied some, I can't say that was the best day of the year. It was actually nowhere close. It was insanely good, like waist deep blower. We found those chutes off of Little Gad at Snowbird that were just insane.
Nice.
And I couldn't believe it. Jordan, you've been snowboarding hard for maybe 2 years. Like this is your second season. These are chutes that very experienced skiers and snowboarders would hit. And Jordan is just like kid in the candy shop, sees this line, and it is a steep line, and he's like, let's do it, come on. And I was like, all right, fuck yeah, dude.
Sink or swim, You
Yeah,
gotta
sink or
follow
swim.
Austin.
Yeah, sink or swim.
That's how we all get better, too.
I think I sank a little bit, but that's just because there was so much snow on that shoot.
Yeah, that was insane. I don't know how that thing got
Naveed
loaded.
and I had some pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
me and
legendary
him
days, too.
had a snowmass day with our friend Elizabeth and Kevin. God, that was...
Dude, I've had some weird interactions with Kevin. I'm sitting on Eagle Wind at Mary Jane, and I'm skiing down like blower powder, and all of a sudden I'll look to my left, and there's Kevin. And I'm like, Kevin, what's up, dude? And he's like, hey, man, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Mary Jane is legendary for a reason, but there are zones that are like, all right, this. But the fact it happened 2 times where I was literally off the beaten path at Mary Jane, and Kevin's just like rolls up, and I'm like, oh, hey man, cool.
Yeah.
That day that the Fast Through Trees clip where I just fucking sent it.
Yeah, that was one of the days Kevin just popped up out of nowhere, and then
Yeah, in the trees.
Austin just flies down, like, probably going 50. And Kevin just watched him go by like, oh, man, he's not going to stop. There's a tree coming up. You just see this cloud of snow, and you don't see him anymore. And then all of a sudden he gets up and he's like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I got lucky on that one. That line was out of control.
Dicey.
Yeah, little dicey. But yeah, we had awesome Utah trips.
Oh, yeah, that's when I first got my split board.
Oh my god!
yeah.
And I
Oh my
was
god! This is
stressed.
so good.
I had
this is
no
so
idea
good.
what I was doing. I had never put on skins before. I didn't even know how a split board worked. And
Listen, I'm a
Austin
skier.
was pretending that he knew how it worked. And so I was like, all right, I'll ask him for advice, and he'll let me set it up, and we'll go out on our first little tour just before we take this class that he signed me up for as an expert, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
guy's got a lot of avalanche experience. Don't worry,
Yeah.
he'll be fine in this class.
but
I took him up in Little Cottonwood Canyon for quite the ride.
yeah, well, it was a terrible ride because he put my skins on backwards.
The whole
It
way
was
up.
so hard to get up.
Yeah,
Like
The
I
whole-
basically sidestepped up like 300 feet, and when I got to the top, I was just totally torched. I was like, dude, I don't think I like this. I don't know if this is fun or that this is gonna suck.
So yeah, the skins were on backwards. So as you were going uphill, you had resistance, but the second you put your foot down, you'd slide backwards.
Oh.
And it only took me,
Till I got to the top for you to figure it out.
well,
Oh, come on!
there was a point about halfway up that I thought to
You
myself,
checked it, and
I-
you were like, "Seems good."
there was a point that I was like, I think this might be backwards, and I'm just gonna let the man suffer a little bit. And
That was before we even started the hill.
yeah. So
He was smiling the whole way up. Just turn around and laugh, take videos. Dude, this is not that funny.
Yeah. Jordan was getting pissed, and I was just letting him lean into it a little backward skin. Just classic,
Classic. This is why you don't always trust your friends.
Yeah.
But sometimes it works out, but usually only with Naveed.
Yeah.
Good track
Listen,
record.
dude, I've taken you on some crazy rippers. So yeah,
it's
Utah was incredible. You guys got down to Aspen. You guys both missed out on Alaska, which Alaska was terrible anyways. You'd
Yeah.
never want to go there.
We don't
Pretty
want
good
to.
at- Pretty good at just like pretending that those things sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
faze me. I don't really feel like I missed out because
Yeah.
I'm just pretending that it wasn't that good.
Yeah, 3,000 foot
I
descent.
saw the videos. It looked cool, sure, but bet you the snow was hard and
Yeah,
not that
It sure
you know,
was.
blower powder. And,
Yeah.
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 Anyways, we have a summer of fun among us. We are doing our annual Canyonlands frolic to the latitude and longitude in which is only held by our friend Danielle. It's a family kept secret, this place that we went to last year that I now understand why it's a family kept secret. This is one of the more incredible places I've camped in my life. And we're headed back down there. End of the month. We'll be there for 3 or 4 days. We'll be cooking up some fun astro shots, product shots for brands.
We've done a test shoot the other day at the golf course, and it turned out really freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Another crazy Naveed invention. This guy decides we're doing a product shoot for Mac Fox Bikes, and it's like an electric bike company, and the guy decides to 3D print like mounts to the bottom of the DJI drone for lights.
Yep.
He then calls up Jordan. Jordan comes over, and it took us a little while. Well, took them. I just sat there and looked pretty as always.
Debatable.
Yeah. Jordan figured out how to fly the drone in a perfect circle above my head, and with the long exposure, cities in the the background, foreground everything was just beautiful, and got this like light trail exposure of the drone like circling above my head, and yeah, it came out pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, I have some really incredible ideas to like, test that out in a bigger scale with like, like putting you guys in some like crazy rock formation there, because there are insane rock formations all around there. So
Yeah.
we're gonna like, climb some really cool stuff and just do some really cool like long exposure shot with the drone kind of flying around and making some fun memories out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people there with a lot of our close friends this year. Group got a little bit our family got a little bit bigger. Let's just say that.
It's been growing exponentially.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a lot of amazing human beings there. So I'm pretty excited to kind of like show people around, like frolic around, just like hoping for a good day. That's all it's about. Good food, good music. We're gonna be there for one extra day too, right? I think one or two extra days.
I'm going to be there from the 25th to the
It's news to me.
29th. Yeah, that is true.
Extra days.
Well, like compared to last year. Last year we were there for 2 nights, and this year we're gonna go for 3 nights. So
Yeah.
we're going for one last day because we have a shoot on the 26th,
Yeah.
and then I think you guys are going up on 25th.
I'm going up on the 25th, Danielle,
Yeah.
and Brendan and that crew, and the frolicking will commence.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of
Well, hopefully-
gravel riding through the valleys, frolicking in that fucking awesome river.
You want to talk about, speaking of like the poop from before, the golden poo shovel?
Oh my
The
god!
legendary golden
what's
poo
funny?
shovel.
Were you with us the other day when we ran into
Nick, yeah.
Nick
I
on
was
the
there,
mountain? Yeah, another just weird Mary Jane thing. This just happens, I guess, when you like ski at the same place a lot. You know a lot of the people. Anyways, our close friend Danielle that puts on this trip for us each year, and it's kind of her spot. Her brother is like a head honcho kind of ops guy at Mary Jane. Last year, he comes on the trip, and this guy pulls out this poop shovel like no poop shovel I've seen before. The thing is like
3 feet
probably
tall.
probably
4
3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And this guy's really into like knives and collectibles and stuff. Older dude, and he's like, yeah, there's like 37 settings on this shovel. You like press a button, knives start popping out of the thing. You pull the top out, it's like a katana. It was the most insane poop shovel I've ever seen in my life, and it's just like a multi-tool shovel.
Yeah.
But if
Wow.
if you want to like have one weapon for the apocalypse, have
That
this
was it.
poop shovel.
Yeah.
You got everything you need. You can dig yourself a bunker. You can stab some zombies. Listen, I tell you, man. If I had to pick one weapon, it would be that for the
Dude,
apocalypse.
it was so funny. Like like we were all like proud to take that like to go do our business. Like
and it had the toilet
it
paper
had the toilet paper.
slid onto the handle like perfectly.
we're just putting
That's
it in
classy.
we're putting it in our shoulder, just like proud people, just like
And the first thing I said to Nick when we roll up to him at Mary Jane the other day, I'm like, "Hey man, you coming to Canyonlands?" He's, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure it out with my work and everything." And I was like, "Well, listen, man, where's the poop shovel? Like, we're gonna need this." And he was like, "Well, poop shovel's been on some journeys. It's actually in one of the ski patrol huts. It's been getting passed around Mary Jane now all throughout the mountain staff. Everyone loves this damn shovel." And I said, "Listen, man, if you want to come on this trip, you're gonna have to bring that damn golden shovel."
The old GPS.
Yeah.
GPS.
Yeah. The GPS golden poop shovel, baby.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's always such a fun trip down there. I've had such like weird things pop up in my life recently that my typical great thaw, as I call it, where I just go somewhere warm after the cold ski season and thaw, is kind of getting pushed back. So I'm calling this the great thaw. This is my great thaw this year. 4 or 5 days down in the desert, frolicking, probably contracting some sort of skin cancer. There's never enough sunscreen when you're just baking in the desert for days on end. You just lather and lather, and you always get burnt. It's the worst.
Dry.
What kind of stars are going to be out there?
It's gonna be a lot. I mean, there is gonna be a decent amount of moon, so unfortunately, we're not gonna see like the craziest amount of star show. But the moon's gonna come out like after like 1 a.m. or something. I do have some interesting idea with the moon shots. If you guys are up to, staying up till like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
God. Here
to
we go. Good. I'm literally I'm at Crater Lake with this guy. We had just hiked in what is like 15-mile day or something the first day. It's a long first day.
Yeah, like 9 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something
Yeah,
like that.
so maybe it was 16 total or whatever. Anyways, we get up there and Bengali's in his tent. The worst mosquito situation I think I've ever experienced in my life. And all I want to do is get in my hammock with my bug fly and not deal with anything. And Bengali's like, yeah, man, the centripetal force of the moon at the angle of 14 degrees pi squared will be perfect right around 3:13 a.m. And I'm like, these are the typical conversations you have with Naveed where he has these crazy ideas, and yeah, they're awesome and turn out, but I just don't have it in me like this guy to be out there at 3 a.m. after all the hiking. And
There's typically some suffering involved,
yeah, it's typical.
but that doesn't make it cooler in the end.
Yeah. Nobody knows the difference when the photo comes out how bad you suffered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
But
of
you got the
story.
shot.
Less
Yeah.
people have those photos.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, we are up here on our hour mark. Thanks, Jordan, for hopping on.
Glad I got to tell my poop story.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, one last thing I want to rub it in your face as well is the Aurora Borealis that me and Jordan got to see.
Yeah, it's fine. You guys got to see
Big
the
mistake.
Aurora Borealis, Schmalialis. I get it. I should have driven to Rock Spring, Wyoming, and met with my local dealer in Rock Springs, Wyoming to
To the
see the
Denny's.
Aurora. Yeah, go to a Denny's and see the Aurora Schmalialis. Anyways, I get it. It was incredible. I fucked up. I should have gone.
Wasn't it
And
pretty sick?
It was
Just
incredible.
imagine the sky,
Oh God, it
But-
just lit up.
purple and green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was at the Aurora Borealis, I'd get butt naked.
Yeah.
And just soak it all in. I'd have to.
Some perineum yoga there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some
I should've thought of
perineum?
that.
What the hell is... Are you talking
Perineum.
Perineal sun.
perennial something?
Perennial sun.
Perennial? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Anyways, we're
The
getting
whole
off
Sonic.
topic. Thank you guys for another amazing episode. Thank you to all of the listeners for all of the support. Falling Off the Floor, episode 16, with these crazy bastards from Mountain Born Media. We are out. Thanks.
It's a job.